Happy Monday. Happy, 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 happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy, 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 happy Monday. Everybody, happy Monday, happy Monday. I pray that you all are well. I pray that your families are well. I pray that you are allowing the joy of the Lord to be your strength. I pray that you have and are making the most of your day. I pray that although here on the East Coast of the United States, we have approximately 2.5 hours before the end of this day, but my prayer is that you are still making the most of your day. I pray that you are smiling. I pray that you are even embracing every opportunity there is to smile. I pray that regardless of what is going on in your life right now, that you see every opportunity. And even here's the thing, even the obstacles and the challenges in your life as an opportunity to grow, to evolve, to become better, to identify how you can become better so that you can serve the people that God has called for you to serve at a higher and at an excelling level. Good evening, good night, whatever time of day you are watching this. My name is Dr. JaNee Mobley. I'm affectionately known as Dr. JaNee, and I help women overcome mindsets that prevent profit, progress, and prosperity so that they'll have the boldness and the confidence to walk in their purpose and do it effortlessly. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel, send this link to about 2 or 3 people, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So if this is your first time ever joining me for Transformational Mondays, welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you are here. Make sure you put a 1 in the comment section in the chat if this is your first time ever joining me for Transformational Monday. If you are seasoned and you are not new to Transformational Mondays, make sure you put a 2 in the comments so that I can always acknowledge you and send you love. Whether you are new to Transformational Mondays or seasoned to Transformational Mondays, I so appreciate you for being here. At any rate, make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure you text this link to about 2 or 3 people and share it, because tonight we're going to be brief as usual. Y'all know I usually don't go over no more than about 30 minutes max. But tonight I want to talk to you all about, I want to know how many of you all are ready to grow. How many of you all know that there is more? Hi Z. How many of you all know that there's something greater for you? You know that regardless of where you are right now, regardless of where you are in your career, that you know, even in your business, that you know that there's more. How many of you all know and understand that although you are where you are, that you know that there is something else missing and you're ready to get to that next level? I want you to make sure that you type a 3 in the chat if you know that there's more, that you desire greater, and you are ready to move forward. So tonight I want to talk to those of you all who are ready to go, who are ready to grow. Hello. I want to talk to you all who are ready to grow, but you know that you haven't let go of some things, right? So I want to talk to you all about 3 things tonight that you must let go of in order for you to grow, in order for you to progress, in order for you to excel. So I'm going to use my daughter's shoe here as a demonstration, right? And hopefully I don't mess up. I'm going to move this computer so I don't mess up anything. So one of the things about letting go, because I understand that a lot of times people are ready to grow. They say they want to grow. However, they are still holding on to some things that will not benefit their next level. I want you to picture yourself climbing a ladder, climbing some stairs to get to the next level. Let's say you are on level 2 and you desire to get to level 3. What is easier? Right? What is easier, to carry a bag of weights of 200 pounds, right? Or is it easier to climb up steps when you have lightweight? I'm sure you would agree that it would be easier to climb the ladder, to climb the steps with lighter weight. But what happens with majority of people is that they desire to climb, whether it's the corporate ladder, the financial ladder, the ladder of leadership. However, they're still holding on to things that will not serve them at their next level. And here's the thing, we have to understand that if you're talking about ascending, if you're talking about climbing, if you're talking about going and reaching your next level, you have to understand that there are some things that you have to let go of so that you can ascend, so that you can be promoted, so that you can progress with lighter weight and stress. So I'm going to share this as a demonstration. Again, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Also, just to put a plug in, on July 22nd, I am hosting the Mindset to Movement Summit. And this summit is for the woman or the person who knows that there is more for them, that they know that they have a purpose, that there's something burning on the inside of them, but they're allowing fear, a lack of confidence, doubt, the stories that they've been telling in their head, or feeling like you got to be perfect to have it all together. Make sure you click the link below and join me starting July 22nd as I bring in 3 phenomenal seasoned entrepreneurs who are out there doing the thing and actually did it, even though they didn't have all of the answers, although everything wasn't perfect, and figuring out the journey along the way. So I invite you to click the link below and join me for the Mindset to Movement Summit. So back to our regularly scheduled program. So I'm holding my daughter's shoe here, right? And I want to give you all a demonstration. So if I'm holding her shoe and I let go, right? The goal is that when the shoe drops, I ultimately know that it's either going to land or it's going to land in a safe space, or I have an idea of what the effect is going to be, right? A lot of the times people do not let go of things because letting go of anything requires vulnerability. It requires transparency because we're talking about emotions, right? We're talking about our connection or a person's connection to the very thing that they don't want to let go. Whether it's a person, whether it's bad habits, whether it is an old level way of thinking that won't even serve them at their next level. It requires being vulnerable. And for a lot of people, that is a very uncomfortable place to be in. Right? So I want that to be spoken. I want that to be something that people realize, that if you don't know, wondering why is it hard for me to let this thing go? Whether it's a bad breakup, whether it's an end of a friendship, whether it's the closure of a chapter in your life, and you're wondering like, why is it taking me so long, or why am I having a hard time letting go? It requires you to be vulnerable. It requires you to trust. And a lot of the times that is the biggest thing that people struggle with is trust. Trust in others, and ultimately, believe it or not, trust in themselves. But here's the thing. You want to lead people. You want to build a business. You want greater responsibilities. You want to make more money. But I ask you this question. How can you expect to have more if you're unwilling to let go and release the things that are not serving you at this level? So I'm going to share with you all 3 things that you must let go in order for you to grow, in order for you to blossom, in order for you to get from level 1 to level 2 and ultimately to level 10. And this is not theory. These are things that I actively do or have done. A lot of the times when I come and I share, whether it's shorts, reels, whether it's a post on social media, or whether I'm sharing on Transformational Mondays, these are real life experiences of me or the people that I have worked with in strategies that actually work. So number one area that you must, one of the things that you must, getting tongue tied. One of the things that you must let go of in order for you to grow, I got to make sure I have this thing in order so I can stay on task, is people. It's people. I am, let's say, sometimes I'm very shocked at how many posts on social media I see of people expressing their disdain and frustration with people in their lives. And one of the things that I understand is that people have a hard time letting go of people, whether it's an intimate relationship or whether it's a friendship or whether it's some type of tie that you've had with somebody else. But you have to understand and you have to ask yourself this question about the people in your life. Are people adding to you, or are the people in your life sucking the life out of you and taking away from you? Again, I'm asked the question. I want you to think about the people that you associate with, conversate with, spend the most time with, and people that you trust. Are these individuals who are adding to you? And when I say adding to you, they are the people who are going to tell you the truth, even if they know that it's not something that you want to necessarily hear, but they are vested in your growth and they rather tell you the truth than to allow you to live in a lie or die in a lie. Right? These are people who support you, encourage you, and won't allow you to quit. These are people who add to you. But the people who suck the life out of you, the people who take away from you, are those who always are very pessimistic. Every time you share something that you believe is a good idea and a God idea, they always identify ways that it won't work. Right? They're quick to tell you about everything that you did wrong in your past when you left your past and you're in the current and you're ready to progress in your future. These are people who are not vested in your progress. And one of the things that I see a lot on social media is that when people say, well, this person doesn't support them and that person doesn't support them. And while we would love the people in our lives that we love to support us, here is the thing. You have to ask yourself the question. Is the vision that God gave you for those that you want to support you? Or is it for those who he called you to? Two totally different people sometimes. And what happens is we want, emotionally, we want those that we love to support us. But here's the thing. Can the people that we want to support us handle the weight of the vision that God gave us to carry? And a lot of the times they can't. So you have to understand, you got to let go of people who are sucking the life out of you. You got to let go of people who are not adding to you. People who threaten to derail the very purpose and the very call on your life. You have to be willing to let go of people who threaten the progress of your purpose, so that you can reach your next level, so that you can help transform the lives of others. And does it feel comfortable? Absolutely not. But one thing about growth is not comfortable. Growth stretches you. Right now, I have worked my way up to doing a plank for 50 seconds straight. Now, y'all, I be wobbling. I'm gonna have to take get my son to record me one day. Y'all, it is not an easy thing. Can I just say that? Like, doing planks is not an easy thing, but it's so rewarding because it gives you great stability in your core. But anyway, I digress. Hold on. So you have to be willing to let go of people. If you want to grow, you got to ask yourself, again, is it easier for me to climb the next level with somebody hanging on to me that's not going to motivate me and push me and challenge me so that I can get to my next level, or are they going to hold me back? And if they're going to hold me back, let them go. And you got to be okay with that. You got to be okay with that. The people around you are supposed to uplift you as you're supposed to uplift them. What does the scripture says? That iron sharpens iron. But if they aren't iron and you're iron, how can they sharpen you? Number 2, and I'm almost done. The second thing that you must let go and so that you can grow is trauma. It's trauma. You're looking at someone who was inappropriately touched by two family members. And it was as a child. And it was not the greatest, of course, it wasn't the greatest experience in the world. But I had to get to a place where I forgave them. Right? One of them are dead. Okay? One of them is dead. And I realized, here's the thing, it was a traumatic experience for me, right? And it's nothing that I would wish on anybody. I remember, what was it, 2012 to me, which was like traumatic, was sleeping in our vehicle while I was a couple of months pregnant and my husband watching over us to ensure that nobody came to harm us overnight. But I had to let go of those experiences. I had to let go of them. Why? Because I knew that those experiences were not holding on to the trauma, right? Holding on to those things that were threatened to derail my progress was not progressive for me or the people that God has called for me to serve. Let me tell you something. Your gift and your story is not just for you. It is for the people that God has created and called you to. So if you are not willing to relinquish and let go of those traumas, guess what? Those traumas are going to also suck the life out of you. Those negative experiences are going to suck the life out of you. There's a scripture that says the enemy comes only to steal, to kill. Well, it teaches us to steal, to kill, and destroy. That's it. If you allow traumas to eat away at you without letting them go and learning how to heal from those experiences, they will kill you. They'll kill the assignment, they can kill your soul, and potentially they can kill you physically. You can't expect to grow if you remain stagnant. When I think about all of the things that God created in terms of life, whether it's a plant, whether it's a human being, all of those things have been in a position where they're required to grow, where they're required to produce. If you are holding on to anything that is preventing your progression, that is preventing you producing, then you aren't doing the very thing that God created you to do. So again, you must be willing, in order for you to grow, you must be willing to let go of people that are not serving you, people who are sucking the life out of you, and people who are not adding to you. Number two, you must be willing to let go of traumas, regardless of how severe the trauma is, if you want to grow. One thing about a trauma is it's designed to keep you stuck. It is designed to keep you stagnant. Okay? And lastly, number three, in order for you to grow, you got to be willing to let go of bad and poor habits. Procrastination, not being willing to work on yourself, not being willing to take a compliment, always criticizing yourself. Those are bad habits. Okay, I just was looking at someone. Those are bad habits. Anything that's going to derail you progressing in your purpose. Anything that's going to prevent you from having the opportunity to help others to get the transformation that they need. Consider where you desire to go and grow. And ask yourself, are the people in my life pushing me into my destiny? Am I still holding on to the things that happened in my past that are not benefiting me? And what poor habits, bad habits am I holding on to that's preventing my progress? So I appreciate you all joining me. If you haven't already, make sure you click the link below and join me for the Mindset to Movement Summit that is starting July 22nd. I appreciate you all for joining me. Again, if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And until next time, remember to know your worth. Good night, y'all. Bye.